How's it going, everyone? I just wanted to talk to you today about ankylosing spondylitis, a condition I've had for most of my life. It's a very bad rheumatoid arthritis handed down genetically. It causes fusing of the vertebrae in the back, and it can go into other joints, hip joints, knees, elbows, everywhere in the body. But it prominently affects the spinal cord. What happens is the cartilage in your back starts solidifying. The body's telling it to repair that cartilage, and it starts to lock up on you. You lose mobility, and you get put into a great deal of pain. Well, the fusing's incurring over time. It causes a lot of inflammation, back spasms, severe pain. Typically, people with this condition are not very healthy, happy individuals. To be in chronic pain like that, it affects the mind. It's like someone constantly poking at you, and you just get aggravated, and you tend to lose your temper quite easily when you're in that state of pain. It's been a long time since I've been in that kind of shape. The first symptoms I noticed was probably about age 19. I always had lower back pain, and no one was able to explain to me what it was. I was going to a chiropractor. The chiropractor would tell me, oh, we just need to make a few adjustments here and there. So year after year of seeing chiropractors and fighting this and having trouble holding down a job, not being able to shovel, not being able to lift things over my head for a long period of time, constantly seeing the chiropractors, getting injured at work. Eventually a chiropractor said, you might have a rare condition called ankylosing spondylitis, and I'd like to do some blood work and see what they say. And when that blood work came back, it came back positive for having the condition. HLB27 is what they test. And it came back positive, high levels, and yeah, it was the beginning of trouble at that time in my life. I was, like I said, age 23. Was told I would never be able to hold down a physical labor job again. I wouldn't be able to hold a job in general because I couldn't sit down, couldn't stand, couldn't walk. I was in bad shape and on a ton of painkillers. So I ended up on disability. I had lost everything I had, went bankrupt. At 23, bankrupt, and life's over. You know, that was frustrating. And I went through that whole phase of oh poor me, and rather than trying to change the situation and make it better, I just lived in my misery for many years. So again, I wasn't able to hold down a job, and I was on disability. I did jobs part-time here and there. I could get janitorial jobs. I played bass at the time in a few different bands, and we made a little bit of money doing that on the side, but just enough to get by. Starving artist lifestyle. At age 29, I was told I was approved for the Remicade program to receive Remicade. And I was really excited because this was finally a medication that was going to change this around. Because up until that date, I thought this was it. This is life forever. And no change. Like, I was going to be like this till the day I die, miserable and in pain, and there's no future for me. And when they announced that, I was extremely happy. And so they told me I would begin treatment very shortly. First got my infusion. What they do is it's 100 milligram vials in a powder solution. It's mixed with saline and then mixed into a bag of saline, and it's given to you through IV, slow drip intravenous. And yeah, it takes a long time. The first treatments were about 3 hours long. You sit there in a chair and watch TV, play on your computer, whatever you're, play on your laptop. Do what you're going to do, kill the time. So after that, I felt extremely tired and worn down, and they told me that would be normal. I went home, went to sleep, and slept for a long time. I had a deeper, longer sleep than I had had in probably about 10 years by that point, because the pain really kicked in at about age 19, and I'm 29 at this point. So I woke up the next day feeling a little better. Like, it wasn't, the inflammation and pain levels weren't quite the same anymore. I could move a little bit more. The back wasn't spazzing like it was, and I felt pretty good, and I started walking. And I went for a really long walk, really brisk, fast walk, and I had no problems walking, and I was very happy about that. The day after that, I woke up and I felt nothing at all. And I immediately said, hey, I didn't like the way my body was. I was skinny and almost blue, and like I almost had like a blue tinge to my skin. Like, I was so pale and unhealthy. So I made a decision right there to change my health and change my lifestyle, and immediately signed up at the gym, started lifting weights, and I responded really well. I was just weight training with medium weight, nothing overly heavy and demanding on my body. And then I would swim in the pool for cardio to keep the muscles loose and loosen up the back. And slowly my posture started to get better, and I started to feel 100 times better. And I gained enough confidence with my health to jump into mixed martial arts. And I did that for about a good 3 years. And midway through the 4th year, I started to have problems with joints, and my body wasn't taking the impact very well. Anyone who does MMA knows you get beat down in training so bad. It's worse than a fight usually, is the training. You get your ass kicked on a daily basis. So a lot of this impact started to not go with me very well. I was getting broken bones here and there, and they weren't healing right. I would get chronic pain in the areas of the broken bones, just small things like breaking a toe, a finger, a rib, breaking the nose. Certain areas, it would just resonate pain for so long, and the arthritis would just move into that area and try to work its magic. As I was doing the martial arts, I started to reintegrate myself into the workplace. Started out with simple jobs here and there. I did money transport for a while, and did some security work, uniform security and private security, just to keep, slowly getting used to it. And I was able to start doing labor jobs again. I did demolition for a while and did pretty good. Worked in the film industry for quite some time, just as an extra and small acting roles here and there. Nothing special to speak of, but it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of great people in the film industry, and did that for quite a few years, and decided that I wanted to become a welder. So I ended up moving to Alberta to seek the dream of the welder and chase after all the oil money. And that worked for about 4 years. Now the economy is tanked, the cost of oil has dropped, and layoffs are at an all-time high in the province. So that has become the end of that, and that's all done and over with, and I'm kind of glad it is. Working as a welder was not so good with ankylosing spondylitis. Ankylosing spondylitis can affect your vision, your respiratory system, your heart. It affects your whole body. You have lack of expansion in your lungs due to fusing in your back, and a host of other issues. It just goes on and on and on how bad welding is for that condition, but I did it and kept fighting through it. I would lose a job due to injuries. The back would just get too bad, and I would have to back out of the job or call in sick, and I just kept going and going, just because the environment had such a negative impact on the condition. Shortly after stopping the welding, my health came right back up, and I started to remember again why the Remicade was so good for me. At the current time, I receive 500 milligrams of Remicade once every 6 weeks, but I am also 240 pounds. A lot can have to do with your weight and your specific condition. It can work for rheumatoid arthritis, certain other types of arthritis, I believe, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis and ankylosing spondylitis. And there is a few others there I'm not quite sure of. Each year it seems it works for more and more and more. And it seems to be anything related to an autoimmune disorder, as this has an effect on the immune system. What the Remicade does is stops your overactive immune system. So with the body trying to repair what doesn't need to be repaired in my back, it stops that function. Now with bodybuilding, this is a problem. You tear your muscles apart in the gym, and your body starts to repair itself. Your immune system plays a huge part in that repair. An active immune system, you keep growing and growing and growing like a healthy person. The Remicade slowing that down also slows down your gains. My weight fluctuates up and down all year and it never stays consistent. At age 37 and the time I put in, I should be a lot further than I am now. Well, I feel I should be a lot further than I am now. The Remicade really slows things down, and the condition does flare up based on stress, work environment. So I've had to work around these things with the weightlifting, and a lot of people ask me, why do you keep doing this? And I love bodybuilding. I love training. I wanted to compete sometime next year, but I had issues this year with the arthritis, and it set me back quite a ways. Financial troubles with the changing economy as well. Any of you who are bodybuilders and on a diet plan to compete know it's very expensive. It starts to really add up to be able to compete. Your time, your money, and time spent in the kitchen. But so it's been an up and down road and all around, and I don't know, I'll continue to train and continue to do it. And for anyone out there who has ankylosing spondylitis, I ask you, go see your doctor and ask them about Remicade. I'm not trying to sell the product, I'm not promoting Remicade, but it has worked really well for me. Without it, I don't know where I'd be now. It changed so much in my life, and I'm very thankful for that, and I wouldn't change a thing about what's happened. So I hope this helped give you an insight into what's going on my side of the fence with the training and diet, and we all have struggles and we all have our things to go through, and I'm very fortunate that my health is quite stabilized now, and the back's not been too much of an issue. I still can't do deadlifts. Stiff leg deadlifts, regular deadlifts, bent over rows are difficult. That's usually one of my strongest exercises. It puts so much strain on the lower back. Even the arm video I just posted, I did an arm day and my lower back hurt. As soon as the posture goes slightly out or my form goes out, it creates a lot of pain. So powerlifting is out, and I love lifting heavy, don't we all? But I'm not going to be able to be doing that kind of stuff, so I got to keep it basic, keep it simple, low impact, and proper form, proper contraction of the muscles, and just keep eating and dieting and doing whatever it takes to make the changes in my body. Because right now I'm unhappy with how I look, and I want that to change. And that's the one downside to the Remicade, is it really plays with your immune system and affects the body's ability to regenerate muscle. So I hope this has been helpful to anyone with ankylosing spondylitis, or anyone out there to be motivated, and wish you all the best of luck out there. I know times are a little difficult in the world right now, but just trust in your heart things will go right, and they probably will. Take care.